So, data science. You've probably heard that term thrown around a lot, right? It's this massive, revolutionary field that's, well, it's quietly reshaping our entire world. In this explainer, we're going to break it all down. What it is, how it actually works, and maybe most importantly, why you should care.
Okay, get a load of this number. 2.5 quintillion bytes. That is how much data we, as a planet, are creating every single day. And with the explosion of the Internet of Things, all those smart devices in our homes, our cars, that number is just shooting up, faster and faster.
It wasn't always like this. If you think back to the days of floppy disks, data was pretty limited. It was manageable, it was mostly neat and tidy. But now, the jump to the cloud and all these interconnected devices has created this unbelievable, chaotic flood of information. Our old, simple tools just can't swim in this ocean. And that really is the question of our time, isn't it? How do we find the important stuff, the signal, inside all of that static? Well, the answer, and what we're talking about today, is a field called data science. Okay, so if this data deluge is the problem, what's the solution? Let's dive right into what data science actually is, and how it helps us bring some order to all that chaos. At its very heart, data science is all about transformation. It's this amazing process of taking raw, messy, just seemingly random data and turning it into real, actionable knowledge. The kind of knowledge that helps a business grow, or helps us predict what's coming next, or just helps us make smarter decisions. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. See, data science isn't about crunching numbers just for fun. The whole point is to be practical, to drive value, to find something that's hidden deep inside the data that gives you a real-world edge. Honestly, the best way to picture a data scientist is as a kind of modern-day detective. They don't just glance at the data, they really investigate it. They're following leads, hunting for hidden patterns, and piecing together all these little clues to tell a story that the raw numbers could never tell on their own.
So, how does our data detective actually go about solving a case? What are the tools in their toolkit? Let's look at the key steps they take to get from a giant mountain of data to a brilliant, game-changing insight.
Now, every project is a little bit different, of course, but the process usually follows these three big stages. First, you have exploration. That's just figuring out what you've even got. Then comes the really fun part, wrangling, which is basically cleaning up all the mess. And finally, you get to modeling. That's where you use clever algorithms to build a solution, like a model that can predict future sales or one that knows which of your emails are spam. This part might actually surprise you. A huge chunk of a data scientist's time, a lot of it, is spent just cleaning things up. Before you can do any of the cool, flashy analysis, you have to get your hands dirty. You're dealing with missing information, weird formatting, all sorts of errors, just to make sure the data is solid. It's definitely not the glamorous part of the job, but trust me, it is the absolute foundation for everything else. All right, enough theory. What does this stuff actually look like out in the wild? That third step, modeling, that's where you start to find these connections you would never, ever expect. So let's check out some real-world examples and see the incredible impact this is having. Let's start with a big one, the retail giant Walmart. They use data science to go through their sales patterns with a fine-tooth comb, and it has led them to some, well, let's just say some truly unexpected discoveries. By digging deep into their sales data, analysts at Walmart found something incredible. Right before a hurricane is about to make landfall, sales of strawberry Pop-Tarts shoot up by 7 times the normal amount. 7! And that right there, that is the magic of data science in a nutshell. Think about it. Who would ever think to connect hurricanes with a breakfast pastry? It's just not a connection our brains would naturally make. But data science finds those totally hidden correlations buried in all the noise. And because of that, Walmart can literally stock their shelves with Pop-Tarts right before a storm and be ready for their customers. It's just brilliant. And this kind of behind-the-scenes detective work is happening all around you all the time. It's the engine that powers Netflix's scarily accurate movie recommendations. It's behind Facebook's friend suggestions, Google Maps' real-time traffic updates, and, even the spam filters that keep your inbox from overflowing. So let's bring this all home. Let's talk about you. Because whether you realize it or not, you are interacting with the results of data science constantly, every single day of your life. Seriously, every single time an app or a website seems to know exactly what you want, maybe even before you do, you're seeing the end product of data science. It's the invisible force that's creating this personalized, super responsive digital world that we've all come to expect. So here's the main takeaway. Data science isn't just some abstract techie field for nerds. It's a really, really powerful tool that is already shaping our choices, our experiences, and our future. Understanding at least a little bit how it all works is the first step toward having a real say in where it's all going to take us next.